What's going on, CH family? Today in this quick training, I'm going to show you guys a case study. So an example of a 200-pound woman's food guide to losing 50 pounds. So I'm going to break down with you guys the food structure, the strategy behind it. We'll go through her personal struggles and how we can set her up for success. If you like this training, make sure you like and subscribe down below. If you need some help, you can message me CH on my Instagram at coach.hayward. Let's dive into the training. So this girl, she's 200 pounds. She wants to lose 50 pounds to get to her 50-pound goal. Her personal struggles here is a sugar cravings at nighttime. She's eating snacks at work, and she's also just lost entirely with the food. Okay. So as you can see here, what I've already built out is I built out like a whole routine here, and I'm going to break down the reasons why I put what I put there. Okay. So you can see on this time frame, we got from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And the reason why is because, the reason why is because she's going to essentially go to bed at 11 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. So that's just an example of what her routine looks like. So I got these markings here that I listed because that's like her eating snacks at work. So she's eating them after 12 p.m. on average, right? Anywhere between 12 to like 4. Then she's having the cravings at nighttime. So that's anywhere about like, 9, probably all the way to about 10, 10:30 or so. That's where she's getting like the sugar cravings. So here's what we do. The first steps to what we want to figure out here when getting on track is number one is we got to know the calorie goal, because if we go into our weight loss goals and we don't know any idea about our food intake, then we'll never actually be successful, because calorie deficit is everything when it comes to weight loss. So we need to know our numbers, either calorie counting. At first, you can get away with it if you do want to lose, 40, 50 plus pounds with the right, food guides and the right, amount of exercise and movement routine. Yes, you can get away with it where you're not really necessarily having to track like your calories, but eventually when you have like that last 20 pounds or so, it is important to knowing your calories, knowing your food intake, and that's going to help you really feel like more empowered, right? Because then you're in control of it. So the steps here is we got to figure out the calorie goal. Easy way to do that is take her current weight times it by 10 if she's living a very sedentary lifestyle. So that would be 2,000 calories. Boom. She's a little more active, times it by 11. She's a lot active, times it by 12. Mind you, that is just an estimate. Everyone's different, right? Some people who've been crash dieters their whole lives, they need kind of a reboot sometimes, or they need to adjust kind of where they're at right now. That's just an example though, or like a small estimate, an easy estimate of how you can set your calories. So let's say for her, that's going to work. 2,000 calories, perfect. That's her daily goal. So how I would set the structure up here is, given that she is getting the cravings at nighttime, she is having the snacks at home. Let's say her personality wise, she's not really into fasting. Okay, so let's say she doesn't like fasting. She does want a breakfast. Okay, if she wants breakfast, then this is where the routine and the structure with her food is set up. So what we would do here is do what we call a 12-hour time frame. This is so we can respect our circadian rhythm. For those who don't know, it's basically your inner clock. It affects a lot with your eating patterns, your sleep routine, your energy, all that there. So we're going to put her on a 12-hour time frame with her eating. So given that she goes to bed at 11 p.m., she doesn't want to be eating 3 hours before bed. Okay. And we know that she has struggles with her cravings at nighttime. What she's probably doing is she's eating around 5 to 6 p.m. and she has this massive gap of time before she goes to bed where she's probably getting really hungry and giving into the cravings and the snacking. Right. So essentially what we would do here then is we would take her 11 p.m. bedtime minus 3. So 11, 10, 9, 8 p.m. She's done eating at 8 p.m. That's the new rule in place. Okay. So we'll build it out from there. So we'll say her supper's at 7:30. Then her first meal should be anywhere between 7:30 to 8 a.m. And her last meal is at 7:30 to 8 p.m. That's the structure that we're going to build on the 12-hour time frame for her. The reason why I did that, guys, again, because she's struggling with the cravings at nighttime, right? So her eating times are probably way too early, and then she's going off and then getting really hungry and then eating. So we'll just move her dinner to a little bit later, around 7:30. And that way she can eat her food, stay full long enough to get to bed, but still have good sleep at nighttime, where her eating's not going to affect it. Boom. Now we have to go back 12 hours to the meal one at 7:30, which is perfect because she gets up 6 a.m. So she could get a workout in or morning routine, and then boom, have her breakfast around 7:30 to 8 a.m. Get that in there. If we're going to do the 12-hour time frame, one of the most successful ways of weight loss and eating strategy is having most of your calories for breakfast. Have a lot of calories for breakfast, a high protein meal. You're 25% plus more likely to lose weight if you do this. So that's what we'll do for her today. So how we're going to set that up is we'll set up 40% of her meals. So 40% of her goal, her 2,000 calorie goal, will be for breakfast. So let's say 800 calories. Boom, get that on track. What that's going to do is that's going to keep her full and energized all the way until lunchtime. From 7:30 to 12, she should be quite full because she's having a great amount of calories. And if she's eating the right food, she's going to stay full. She's not going to have blood sugar spikes and get cravings or nothing like that. So lunchtime, what we want to do is, since we know that she does get cravings at nighttime, we want to make sure she is eating a decent amount at nighttime, right? Or her dinner. So we'll just take the last bit of calories that she has left over, divide them in half. There, it's 600 and 600. So 600 plus 600 plus 800 totals to 2,000 calories. Okay. So lunchtime is 600 calories. So she has lunch at, let's say, 12 p.m. on average. And then here's what we'll do to destroy the snacking at work. Number one, healthy, high protein meal and good solid carbs. We don't want the type of carbs where like she's eating a bunch of bread, her blood sugar spiking, she's getting more cravings, or we also don't want pasta because pasta is going to put her in a food coma, kill her energy levels. We want good solid carbs, sweet potatoes, for example, rice. Those are good. Those are good. So if we add those in there, that's going to help her keep very full and very satisfied and feeling great. Here's the key though. If she is struggling with snacking at work, well, this is what we're gonna do is we're gonna add caffeine and water. More caffeine and water, adding that in, and that's gonna help her keep full. Okay. So if her lunch is at 12 p.m., I would suggest after her lunch, have caffeine. If she likes to have caffeine, have another coffee, a green tea, a caffeine pill, whatever it may be, as long as she can have it. Have that around 3 p.m. Okay. And then water. If she doesn't take caffeine, I would suggest something with high fiber protein, beef jerky snack or like an apple, something like that. Boom. She does that at 3 p.m. That's going to keep her full for quite a long time. Then let's say, when she gets home, if she goes to work out, whatever it may be, that kind of fills in that gap there. And then dinner time. Dinner time's at her 12-hour time frame. So 7:30 to 8 p.m., she's going to have dinner. And then that should keep her full through the rest of the night. See how simple that can be when we just take the time and we look at what our struggles are, what is our lifestyle and our routine looks like, what is our our struggles, our flaws, and what is our pros and and what's good about us, and then build that all in. Just build that all in. And that's how simple it is. And when we have the structure, what's going to be a game changer for this girl is she's going to be functioning way better through the day. She's going to feel so much better. And as a side effect of following this routine, she's going to be melting fat off her body. And it's nothing crazy, right? We're not cutting out carbs. We're not eating like a rabbit. We're not having salads every single meal. Nothing like that BS. Okay. Keto, nothing like that. She's eating real foods, good foods, eating for fuel. Her eating times and her structure is properly set up for her personally. So this weight loss is going to be so much easier for her. Okay. So that's how we would set up there. So again, the steps: calorie goal, routine, and structure. Third one is the workaround. So this is where she would know how to work around them, which we would get her study that, of course, and food focuses and expectations. Expectations is good to have when you start your weight loss journey, because if you go into something with the wrong expectations, we're already planning to fail, right? So the thing I would get her to focus on, if she was my client, is consistency with this routine here. We'll do it for a couple of weeks. If something's not working, we adjust. And then teaching her how to be more flexible with her food, choosing the better options, different foods so she doesn't get bored, things like that. That's the training for today. All right. Nothing crazy, but super, super powerful, y'all. If you need help right now, if you've been struggling with your weight loss and you cannot keep it off permanently and you're sick of the fad diets and all this crap, shoot me a message on Instagram at coach.hayward, and I'll see if I can help you with actually making this a lifestyle and make your routine life-proof when it comes to your weight loss and health goals. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick training. I hope it was effective for you. If you did learn something, please make sure you click like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next training.